Mayor Karen Bass cut $17.6 million out of California's fire department's budget and seemingly focused more on DEI than the state's safety. What do you say to those calling California's leadership a massive failure?
Pass. I say pass. Next question.
So nobody's going to take responsibility?
No. Yes. If you consider the fact that we sent California's surplus firefighting equipment to Ukraine in 2022, one could conclude this is partly Putin's fault. Now, the rest of the blame really gets divvied up between the firefighters we had to let go because they wouldn't take the COVID vaccine and the Republicans for not taking climate change more seriously. A next question.
But you've already been telling us the man-made global warming apocalypse was at our doorstep. Why weren't you prepared?
Let me remind you, this is January. January comes after December and before February. Celebrity birthdays include Diane Keaton, January Jones. Interestingly enough, Carrie Ann Inaba of Dancing with the Stars. We are in the Capricorn zodiac right now, which is both goat and earth sign, and the earth has spoken, and do you know what she said? She said, I want to see more climate change taxes and bills, and we're gonna give it to her. I'm so sorry. I have run out of time. Thank you.
All right.
Flip
we're
us,
back.
baby.
There we go. Yeah. Gotta flip back.
There we go.
There we go.
One more time.
Got it.
There we go.
Nice. Perfect. All right, folks. Thanks for heading over here to the Rumble side. Pleasure to have you all here tonight. Jimmy will be back Wednesday. That is the plan. Fortunate to hear we heard there was one house fire in Studio City, but apparently that has been contained. So it looks good for them over there, as good as it can look. So just try to give you an update on the status. We got Misha sending us super chats tonight, so I'm assuming you got power back, Misha. That's great to hear. Hope the team is all doing well out there on the West Coast. So we are going to do some more material tonight. That was a great interview, fun interview.
That was great. I put on a shirt for the Colonel.
That's right. Russell dressed up, looking great, dressed to the nines. Absolutely.
I wear no Iron Maiden shirt with that cat. Little respect, man. Little respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't wear your Mamoon's falafel shirt. All right. Anyway. All right. We're going to do some more material here. And we are going to close out a week of pretty intense news here, but we do have kind of a lighter one to start things off. All right, everybody, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. Keaton Weiss here with Russell Dobular filling in for Jimmy through Monday. So Jimmy Carter passed away. Oops, pardon me. Sorry, didn't mean to hit that. Let me do that one more time since I kind of messed that up.
Yeah. This time it was a little more feeling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, with a little more feeling. Yeah,
more feeling,
I jumped the gun on the slide there.
A little more. It's like you're thinking of a beautiful day you spent with your mother when you were 6. And
yeah.
Kind of let that inform the way you read this.
Yeah, let's try that one more time. Take that from the top. That sucked. All right, here we go. Let me just make sure that does not happen.
A little wistful. A little wistful.
Oh, okay.
There's a memory behind the eyes, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show, everybody. Keaton Weiss here with Russell Dobular filling in for Jimmy through Monday. So the Jimmy Carter funeral was this week, and we have some video that we want to show you from that of Barack Obama and Donald Trump getting along fairly well, despite this history of headlines here. Our worst impulses unleashed. Obama assails Trump as threat to democracy. Barack Obama warns of dangerous Trump return. We've seen that movie before. Madman, racist, sexist pig. New book details Obama's real thoughts on Trump. Yes, but if you saw the festivities this week at Jimmy Carter's funeral, a rare image of presidential unity. Wow, that is a great image indeed. And here's Donald Trump grabbing Obama's ear, having quite the good time, it seems. 'Cause, 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 'cause
So then I grabbed her by the pussy.
What do you think he's saying? I think he's saying, you know, I bet when I go, they're not going to throw me a shindig like this. I don't think they're going to do that. You think my funeral will be this nice? I don't think so. I think they hate me. So there you have it. Barack Obama, Donald Trump getting along pretty well.
Don't get me wrong. Michelle's got an ass like liquid sunshine, but Melania, I think she's got her beat.
I think she's got her beat. With all due respect. With all due respect. Proud Socialist says it's crazy how in the span of 2 months, Obama went from calling Trump a threat to democracy to laughing with him. Makes you realize how unserious the Democrat Party really is. They don't even believe the rhetoric that they use to scare the American people into voting for them. Well, of course, Nick Cruz from RBN, Socialist MMA on Twitter.
This was great. I screenshotted this and shared it.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine cutting off close friends and family members because they didn't vote for your team. Meanwhile, this is the ruling class. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Y'all remember when Trump questioned the legitimacy of Obama's birth certificate for years? You'd never know it now. Don't get your blood pressure up fighting for these politicians. They're fine. Worry about yourself and your community. Yes, that is right. That is right. Rich Haskins says, I work.
Doug's checking on the nanny there.
Yeah. Well, we have more footage of them, which is actually much funnier. Rich Haskins says, I worked in Congress and saw how it really is. These people hug and pat each other on the back, and then they call each other names on camera. They're all playing a game. Just know that. Yeah, here's once again. You know, Russell mentions often that, had the Democrats believed any of what they said about Trump, they would not have voted to increase his spying powers when he was president the first time.
Of course not.
That should have been the dead
He's
giveaway.
a Manchurian candidate. Come on.
Exactly. They called him a Russian agent, basically a Putin puppet. Right?
They literally voted, including Nancy Pelosi. They voted to increase his spying powers. Why would you do that? If he's a Russian agent.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, that gives a lot of credence to the idea that, yes, it all at the end of the day is what, as George Carlin says?
Club. And you ain't in it. Big club. It's a big club. And you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
You and I are not in the big club. Well, apparently who's also not in the biggest of big clubs would be Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff, because they were definitely not feeling the vibes. They were definitely not in
They weren't
on the fun. Oh, no, not at all. This is the real funny video from this exchange. So there they are. They start talking. She checks him out. She huffs and turns around. And look at Emhoff. Emhoff's sitting there stiff as a board, making sure not to look back there. And there they are talking. And look at that. Oh, boy. They are not loving that. They are not loving that at all. I love that where she gives a look and then she turns around. Mm-hmm. Wonder what he's saying to her. What do you think Trump is saying? If Trump were a real troll, what would he be saying? He's like, I know we don't see eye to eye on much, Barack, but you know what we have in common? We're both two-term presidents. We both won the presidency twice, unlike some people in this room. And I'm not just talking about the guy in the box up there. I'm talking about some other people in the crowd here. We got another few losers among us. See, you and I, we both won 2 presidential elections. I mean, I won 3, actually. I know it's a sore subject. I don't mean to bring that up. The only reason I say it because I won 3. What that means is that Biden and Kamala, they won 0. They won 0. They're losers. So, you know what we have in common, Barack? We're winners, and they're losers. So, we can put our differences aside and celebrate that, can we not?
Willie Brown told me she worked his prostate like a balloon animal.
Yeah. Just talking about what a loser she is right behind her. She's sitting right there. That's what I choose to believe. Although there haven't been any lip readers coming out with their analysis of what actually was said there. But yeah, no, Kamala and Emhoff. I mean, look at Emhoff.
Oh yeah.
Emhoff is no. I'm not even gonna look. Melania looks pretty miserable too.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. She is really a mystery.
Yeah.
You just can't figure her out. Like, does she like this? Did she want to go back to the White House? Did she not?
Yeah, it's hard to figure.
It's very hard to read her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she just a trophy wife, or is she kind of into him? Sometimes it seems like she is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems like she's not. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
She didn't rejoice the way you might have expected after Butler. You know,
Right.
She actually seemed kind of upset, which I don't think anyone saw coming.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, she is harder to figure. She is hard to figure. But the people not hard to figure in that video are Kamala and Emhoff. They're sitting up front. They're not sitting in the row.
Humiliated.
Yeah.
Humiliated.
Absolutely humiliated. Yes, they're in the losers row. President's in the second row.
Candidates
in the first
she's
row.
She's going to take it out on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put on the collar and bark for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Well, also, listen, don't forget, not only, do you have, Trump and Obama yucking it up there in the second row, but also, I mean, what's got to be fresh in the mind of Kamala, and we'll see as the live stream goes on, we have some more video of Biden and Kamala side by side. Biden had a grand old time with Donald Trump when he came to the White House for the post-election visit.
Yeah.
He was smiling ear to ear. Like, they seem to get along just great. So it really does seem like Kamala's the odd person out here.
Yeah. From everything that we know from O'Brien's interview with Tucker, on to all the staff people who have described their dealings with her, it sounds like she's just a really horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, she seems pretty brutal.
Like, even behind the scenes, it sounds like she's just really unlikable.
Well, the resentment is kind of starting to come out. I won't jump the gun on future segments, but you could see in video interactions, between her and the Biden people, that is definitely a frayed relationship at this point.
Sure.
At this point.
Well, because you have a narcissistic sociopath who blames them for her losing, and you have them saying, oh my God, how did she even get into the White House, much less on that ticket?
Yep, absolutely. All right. Do we have any more Rumble rants here? Russell, you're getting those, right? I think we're on the Rumble rant side of things, so we can pick up at the last one. I think we only have two here. I can knock these out. Karavnos, while McGregor is very good military and political analyst, he's also a chauvinistic exceptionalist and is arrogantly blind to America's imperialism and shortcomings. Sorry, but he's wrong. Howard Zinn left this. Thanks for the $5. That interview knocked one out of the park. Colonel McGregor's a breath of fresh air, despite his ruffled feathers over Keaton's question. Great job once again. Did I ruffle his feathers?
I don't think he was ruffled. He took it in stride.
He didn't seem too ruffled.
He's a pro.
Hey, he's a bigger man than me. He's a colonel. I can't ruffle his feathers.
He can't. Yeah.
How am I going to ruffle his feathers?